That was actually one great episode of Naruto, episode 344. The animation was beautiful. Oh, this is a New Year's present. Christmas present we had was a very awesome manga, and now we're having a New Year present. Basically, a thank you for watching Naruto for all this time. But that animation was perfect. So basically, Madara is there, and he's questioning Obito. Why was I summoned this early? Why is the Ten Tails being revived now? What are you doing? Blah blah blah. And Naruto's pissed. Naruto's like, why are you here? What happened to the Hokages? And Madara's just like, well, they're not doing alright. And we see them, and they're just murked. Tsunade. It was an amazing episode. Gaara's laying on the floor, the fourth Mizukage, the Hokage, Raikage, Chitsukage, they're just all there, finished. And Tsunade summoned Kutsuya, the slug, to heal everyone. So we go back, basically with a lot of flashbacks in this episode. We see what happened to Rin, basically what happened to Kakashi, Rin, and Obito at the time, why Kakashi got the sharingan. We already know what happened between that, but we also got to see the old Madara. Madara is just old as hell. He looks creepy, he has a sickle. Basically Obito woke up and he didn't know who Madara was at the time. He thought he was the god of death, basically the Reaper come to take him to die. And Madara said, no, since you can still feel pain, then you're alive. And Madara's sharingan looks a bit more shiny than everyone else's sharingan. I don't know, it's just me, but whatever. So Obito's just laying in bed, no arm, no right arm, but he has his right eye and everything. And Madara is basically telling him, to live in this world, he wants to make a better reality. The reality that we live in now is kind of rubbish. You can even tell that in our real world, it is rubbish as hell. But yeah, so he's telling him about the real world, and since he saved Obito's life, he has to pay him back the debt. His debt is in Madara's hands right now, and he wants him to do his dirty deeds, basically. And Obito is not having that. Obito kept having the flashback of what happened and how he ended up here in the first place. Madara told him that it's amazing you were alive because it's like you slipped through those rocks. And when he said that, you obviously know that his sharingan activated and he was able to slip through the rocks because of his his teleportation jutsu, basically. And yeah, that's basically how he survived. Also, Madara saved him. And Obito, he didn't want to listen to anything that Madara had to say. When Madara revealed himself to Obito, he was kind of amazed. Obito was amazed, and he didn't want anything to do with Madara. He thought he was a rogue ninja, until he found out that, hey, that's your ancestor, have some respect. So Obito jumps out of bed and he's just trying to crawl back to Rin and Kakashi. He thinks that he can help them out, and Madara keeps telling him, there's no way you can get out of this place. It's like a prison. You can't do it even with the bodies we both have. And that's the state, because Madara is extremely old. He has the rods coming out of his back, hooked up to the tree. The Gizumaro statue, he's basically siphoning off the chakra from that statue into his body just to keep himself alive. And you also see Hashirama, a Hashirama clone, kind of a wood clone coming out of the wall. The chakra's going into there, then it's going into his body. So yeah, that's how Madara is keeping himself alive. This episode was amazing. I give it an 8 out of 10 because we didn't really need to see that many flashbacks. We already know what the hell happened. Read it in the manga, saw it in the previous episodes, and we keep seeing it over and over again. But another thing that amazed me even more is because of the ending critics. We got a lot of detail in that ending critics, and I think those were a lot of spoilers actually. We saw what's gonna happen next episode. Episodes are coming up. You see Obito holding Rin in his hands. You see the blood everywhere. You see the red moon. You see the fight that Madara and Naruto are having. You see a lot of stuff in that ending credits, which is kind of a spoiler. Then you see the 10 tails, but it's not, it's not a full image of Ten Tails. It's like a black, black and white image of the Ten Tails. They're the ending critics. But next episode 3, 4, 5 is going to be amazing. I just cannot wait. I just cannot wait. But yeah, guys, I give this episode an 8 out of 10. Beautiful, just beautiful. Cannot wait till next week. The manga did not come out this week. Kind of disappointed, but I know that next week, if we get it, it's going to be awesome. But anyways, guys, like, rate, subscribe, all up to you. I'm not forcing you. See you guys later.